Welcome to the Sweat Sanctum Podcast, where we talk fitness of the mind, body, and soul. Now here's your host, Coach Tom.
What's up, everybody? Coach Tom and Coda here. We are coming at you on a Thursday afternoon. It's about 3:30 right now here in Central Florida, and it's been icky and rainy all day long. We just got back from a little walk, so somebody's a little wet and stinky right now, but you know, at least Coda's doing okay. So he enjoyed his little walk, and we're getting back here. We're going to talk a little bit about supplements today, but I hope everybody's doing well. We're in the middle of quarantine chaos still. Hopefully it's in the middle. Hopefully it's starting to wear down and die off, and we can get back to normal life and, you know, get back into the swing of things. I know I've definitely been knocked out of whack this week. It's the first week I haven't worked in like 4 weeks. So it's the first week where it's personally like hit me, where I'm just getting a little stir crazy up in here. So he's getting stir crazy too. I think he's had enough of me. On a positive note, I have been mixing out my workouts. The past 2 days I've done just a lot of body weight, isometric holds, trying to train things that I don't normally do, and knock out some chinks in the chain where I think I'm getting possible injuries from because I'm slacking on those areas. So it's got its highs, got its lows. We're above ground, and we're happy to be here with y'all. Come here, bud. He's having fun climbing around on me. I think he wants to go run around the carpet, but he's been eating the carpet a little bit today. So we're gonna try to avoid that going down. So today we want to talk a little bit about supplementation. I got a few questions from one of our Facebook pages. Just went out, asked people what their questions are. I know when I first started working out, I bought all the men's health magazines, and I bought Muscular Development, and I mean, I hadn't just first couple weeks in the gym. My first things I did was I bought a pair of Nike Shock shoes that actually killed my back because they had the big old chunk in them. I bought those, and I started buying magazines just to try to figure out what the hell I was doing, because I really didn't know. And every other page on a magazine you see, you know, on those magazines back then, it was just Muscle Tech this and Muscle Tech that, and they had the pictures of Jay Cutler just blasted out of his mind. And I didn't know much back then. I didn't know the guy was on completely other things other than supplements, but he was clearly juiced out of his mind. So I was buying all these supplements. I found myself, I'd go into GNC and I'd buy Muscle Tech, and I remember I bought this Loop Kick and this gas, all sorts of crazy shit, and I spent hundreds of dollars at 22 years old because I wanted to get big and I wanted to get jacked, and I was taking all the right stuff, and that was gonna make me a big badass like Jay Cutler, and I was gonna be Gigantor, and I couldn't have been more wrong. So I think there's a lot of just ignorance about supplements. And not a lot of people know about supplements and what they're good for, what they're bad for. And I want to talk a little bit about that today and hopefully help you out. So first thing I want to say about supplements, you hear a lot of people say that you can't out-train a bad diet, right? You can't, if your diet is shit, it doesn't matter how much working out you do, you're still going to get the same shit results. It's the same thing with supplements. You can work out as hard, work out hard, still eat like garbage. A supplement is not going to fix that. You can have shitty workouts, eat great, and a supplement is not going to make you magically jacked. It all works synergistically. One helps build upon the other. You've got good workouts, all right, now eat right. Now you look at supplements, look at the word. You're supplementing your diet. You're supplementing your nutrition. Look for what you have deficits in. Where is the weak point in my diet? And I know for me, that comes in greens. I just don't eat a lot of vegetables. I don't eat as much vegetables as I know I should. Even when I try to eat a lot of vegetables, I struggle to get the right stuff in. So I look for a green supplement. I look for something to add in those greens that I'm not taking in on a regular basis. And we'll talk about what I take there. But don't look for a magic pill. Speaking of magic pills, I mean, when I first was trying to lose weight, I took that stuff Ally. I don't know if any of you remember it. It came out in the mid 2000s, and all it was supposed to do was cause your body to pass fat through, which is a terrible idea. Just shoot the fat right back out the other side, and you would see it when you would see little fat deposits when you'd go to the bathroom. Wasn't very pleasant, but it was supposed to be the magic weight loss pill back then, and I don't even think it's still on the shelves. It might be, I could be wrong, but I just remember being like, this is it. I'm gonna lose 30 or 40 pounds. Get that shit right out of your head right now, because there's no magic pill. If there is, everybody would be walking around at 10% body fat, looking all sorts of shredded, looking all sorts of lean. No magic pill out there. So now that we got that out of the way, I want to hit some of the questions that I got, and I'm going to jump all over the place and look at some of these questions. So we'll start right at the top. Actually, my boy Haroon Hafiz, and I think Pam Moore and Haroon both had the same kind of question here. What is the best time to take protein powder? So it's kind of a loaded question, because it's not really a best time to take it. So I take a look at, what's your schedule like, is my question back to you. Are you, if you're working out first thing in the morning, and you're going to head right to work after, and you don't have time to eat, that's when I would suggest probably taking a protein powder if you don't have time to get in a meal. Or, I've been stuck at work for, longer than I thought I was, 6 hours, and I have not had anything to eat. Now's a good time to pull out the protein powder and fill it in. There's a lot of bro science out there, and like bro science is just all the guys in the gym think that there's this magic anabolic window, right? Okay, if I work out from 10 to 11 a.m., I need to get my protein in between 11 and 11:30, or I'm going to lose all of my gains. But let's say I ate a big old breakfast and I've got plenty of protein. I had 12 eggs in my breakfast. There's plenty of protein that's still digesting in my body it's not really going to kill me to miss that 30 minutes. But you shouldn't really go more than 3 or 4 hours. So for me, I'll keep a protein shake. I'll keep a little protein powder in my bag, and if eating becomes a struggle and I'm going to miss a meal, then I'm going to down a protein powder. For me personally, the most time I actually will have protein is I like to mix it in some Greek yogurt at the end of the night. Instead of having like a midnight snack, I'll blend it with that Greek yogurt, maybe throw a little bit of peanut butter in, not midnight snack, but a couple hours before I go to bed. That way I've got a steady stream of protein. I tend to work out fasted in the morning. So now I've got some protein going into my system. I'm, putting it in my body before I go to sleep. I know that fuel is going to be ready for me in the morning when I jump into my workout. But you don't really need to take it 30 minutes. Really look, the best time of day for you is when you are not going to get a meal. When you are, there's going to be that gap that, I'm not going to eat. Yes, if it's going to be more than an hour after you work out, get it into that 1 hour window. But you don't need to force it down 30 minutes. Protein's protein. I can eat a thing of chicken, a high quality chicken, or down a shake, and I'm going to get the same thing out of it. I know Pam says she likes to drink it in her coffee once a day, so I'm hoping she has that coffee before she works out. She's putting a little bit of something in her system before getting going. And boom, who do we have next? We got Sharon. Sharon asked me, what about BCAAs? Are they needed? So that kind of leads back into the protein thing. So BCAAs, they're branched chain amino acids. If you don't know, they consist of 3 essential amino acids when you have a BCAA supplement, and that's going to be leucine, isoleucine, and valine. Those are the only ones with branches on them, the only amino acids with branches off of them, and they're the ones that the body can't make naturally. Your body can't formulate those BCAAs. Like non-essential amino acids, your body can make. So non-essentials your body can make, and BCAAs your body can't. That's why they're considered essential amino acids. You have to add them into your diet. Does that mean you should take a BCAA supplement? Not necessarily, because they're going to be in things. You're going to find them, but it's essential to get them from your diet somewhere. So you have to look at what you're eating and see if you're getting those amino acids in there. So, do you have to take them? I personally don't take them currently. But if I'm cutting, I do take it. So if I'm on an aggressive diet and I know I'm pulling calories out of my diet, I want to try to get those amino acids in elsewhere. If I'm trying to lose weight while preserving muscle, that's when I'm going to incorporate BCAAs. But it's not a supplement that I live on, not a supplement I feel I need to have every single day. But when I'm getting into those aggressive cuts, I do like, it's more for me a safety net, and I feel like I'm not losing as much of the muscle that I've worked hard for when I go into a cut and when I go into a deficit on my diet. So, do you need to take them? Not 100%, but if your calories aren't in the right neighborhood, if you're in a deficit, then I would say now it's time to start thinking about it, because sometimes people just go into a deficit diet and they don't plan it out properly. The cut's too aggressive, and the first thing to sacrifice when the cut's too aggressive is going to be your hard-earned gains, your muscle, and then you're just going to look flat, and then you're going to feel like, oh, I'm not making progress, I feel weak, I want to get off this diet, and the hamster wheel continues there. So, Aaron, another question. Aaron said, also, is protein powder necessary? Again, that goes back to she also had, what's the best kind of protein? So, best kind of protein, there's two main proteins you're going to see on the market, and that's whey protein and casein protein. And a lot of people say casein's perfect for at night. It's slow digesting. It'll keep you anabolic while you sleep. I don't really buy into that too much. I think whey is the far superior protein, and you're going to want a 100% hydrolyzed whey protein. You know, the production of the whey is very important, and for those of you that with GI issues like myself, you're going to really notice the difference between, you know, I've taken gotta be 30 or 40 different protein powders in 15 years in fitness industry. And, you know, I've gone from when I first started, let me buy the most expensive shit, because like I said early, that's what's going to get me jacked and that's what's going to make me strong. And then I realized, you know, a lot of that's just garbage and you throw it out the window. And I've also bought just, you know, let me get bulk online. Let me just buy, I've used My Protein, which it's a decent powder, but it also led to a lot of bloating for me. So my stomach would be bloating out. I wasn't you could tell you're not digesting something properly when you've got that stomach bloat. Everything else is right. I'm eating right, but I also just feel a little puff. I see a little puffiness. And that's, you know, when you're working out, that's not really what you're looking for, is that puff. So I've taken the garbage. I've taken the good stuff, like purported good stuff. A lot of the good stuff there. You got to find a middle ground. It took me quite some time. I think, you know, for the past year, I've been on a First Form protein, and it's the first one that I haven't had any GI issues. It digests well. It doesn't taste like, big problem is a lot of them taste like garbage. It tastes, you know, it's very smooth. If you open it, you can tell how well it's processed, because you just look, it's a lot different than those clumpy powders you get. It's very fine, and the production is very good. There's no GMO ingredients. You know, I think it's all manufactured in the U.S. All the ingredients are sourced in the U.S., so that's just an added plus for me. I got my bottle right here just because I figured I'd show y'all watching the video. It's the Formula 1, and I take the vanilla milkshake right now, and I'm mixing it into my Greek yogurt. Sometimes, like Pam, I mix it into my coffee, and this stuff is the friggin' truth. I mean, it just digests well. 5 grams of BCAAs, 100% hydrolyzed whey protein fraction, and cross-flow micro-filtered. So that's probably why it's so smooth and it goes down. I mean, I mix it in that yogurt, and it is like, it's like I'm having a treat every night, and I'm getting 20 grams of protein from there, another 14 from the yogurt, very minimal carbs before I go to bed, and both, you know, just helping my digestion, the yogurt and the protein, and I don't have that bloat anymore. I don't have that puffiness. So I'm really satisfied with the First Form products that I'm taking right now. Next up, Aaron said, what's in pre-workout? So there's a lot of stuff in pre-workout. Every pre-workout is different. But I think the vast majority, you're going to see certain similar ingredients is what I'm looking for. So most most pre-workout powders are going to have the number one ingredient, unless you buy it. Otherwise, unless it says strictly on the bottle, caffeine free, but caffeine is going to be the number one thing you're going to see in a pre-workout. It's designed to jack you up. FedEx is here if you heard them beep. It's designed to jack you up, it's supposed to get you hyped up, and it's usually loaded with caffeine. So you generally don't need to have a coffee and a pre-workout, but it's been a long day. I might have some because I'm going to do a little exercise after this podcast. But caffeine, that's the one that's going to really jack you up. And then the next thing you're going to see is one of two things, in my opinion. A high load of either L-arginine, which is another amino acid, or citrulline malate. So the two of those, the best way I can put it is that's what drives the pump. That's what gets the nitric oxide that really pumps your veins up, pumps your muscle up. When you feel your arms blowing and you feel your, everything just feels like you're doing your exercise. It gives you that nice pump. It increases blood flow, increases your nitric oxide in the body, and it gives you that nice pump. You should always see a high load of that in a pre-workout. Most are going to contain creatine monohydrate, and that's probably, outside of protein, actually I think even more so than protein, creatine I would say is probably the number one studied supplement in the world, and it's proven to work. Almost every athlete in the world takes creatine. To dumb it down to layman's terms, it's going to pull the water into your muscles to increase your muscular endurance, increase your muscular size, make you feel stronger, look a little harder. You got to make sure you're taking a lot of water in. Some creatine say you got to load it, but a heavy dose on the early end, and then you can taper off a little bit. But I mean, I've lived on creatine. I don't think there's been a day in my life in 15 years that I haven't taken creatine, some form or another. But I look for a higher quality creatine. But you always want to have, and again, if it's in your pre-workout, that's good. But take a look at how much is in there. Make sure the dosing is right. Sometimes they just put a little in there to say they put a little in there. It's on the back little ingredient list as 100 milligrams, which really isn't a lot of creatine. And it's on the front of the bottle saying creatine monohydrate, or, there's whatever term that they're using to make that creatine. There's always so many terms that a lot of companies out there use. So it's very important you find a company that you trust. But creatine, I mean, even if you're not taking a pre-workout, that's something I'd tell anybody to jump on the bandwagon, jump on top of that, because creatine's just, it's been tested so many times, been proven, and you can't go wrong with it. If you're trying to gain size, lose weight, I mean, it's just biggest bang for your buck, and it's really not that expensive. Beta-alanine, it's another one you're going to see in a lot of pre-workouts. Just give you a little bit of a tingle sometimes, depending on if you're sensitive or not. Little bit of a tingle, but that's going to increase muscular endurance, which is great for everybody. I love that one. I will actually add a little bit of beta-alanine outside of my normal. I tend to work out anywhere from an hour to 2 hours, so I don't want to, I want that muscular endurance. I enjoy working out, so sometimes I want to go a little longer, and that beta-alanine is going to give me the opportunity to go a little longer and stay strong throughout the duration. Some pre-workouts, you're going to see a little bit of BCAAs in there, but hopefully, if the dosage is right, you're getting enough that you don't have to add an additional BCAA supplement. That'd be fantastic. Or, maybe it's just a light dosage and you got to add a little bit in, especially if you're in that cut, depending on how seriously you're taking things. I think I'm missing one other one. So a lot of supplement companies like to knock this one in there. They like to knock it in there and tell me, there's a lot of people, we're going to talk about it. There's a lot of people that swear by a certain brand. I'm not gonna throw the brand out there, but they swear by a certain brand because it makes them feel they're rage and the killer, and I'm a killer instinct, and I got a I'm ready to go, and I'm ready to kick some butt. But really, they're just taking vitamin B3. So some of these companies put in niacin, vitamin B3, and what the niacin's got a funny effect on the body. If you've never taken niacin, it will make your skin tingle a lot more than the beta-alanine. Hey, bud, you going somewhere? A lot more than the beta-alanine. It's going to make your skin tingle. The first time you take it might freak you out a little bit. Your skin's going to start getting a little red. It's going to start getting a little hot. You might even get itchy, and you're not even going to get itchy in places that you're used to getting itchy. I've taken niacin. Actually, I personally like the way it feels. Like you can get it does kind of make you feel jacked out. But for me, it's almost more like a psychosomatic thing where I'm like, yeah, now I'm ready to go. Niacin's going. My body's hot. I'm ready to work. I'm all pumped up. I think it's more in my head than anything else, but it's vitamin B3. And they use it to make you feel like the supplement's really working, when in fact, you might have a lower quality or an inferior product out there, depending on who you're buying from. So make sure you got a trusted company there. But I mean, that's another one I've taken on and off. That stuff you'll be like this. You'll be itching in your headphones, itching deep into your ear. It's the craziest feeling if you've never taken it before. But it boils down to it's vitamin B3. You can get you go to GNC or Vitamin Shop, you can get a non-flush version of vitamin B3, non-flush version of vitamin 3 niacin, and not have any of that. But the supplement companies put it in so that you feel jacked up and you're ready to go and you're ready to kill it and you're out there, So that's pretty much now. We're back to Aaron's questions about pre-workout. Those are going to be the main ones that I think you're going to see in the majority of supplements out there, and pre-workout supplements. I take a pre-workout supplement, but it's not necessary. Some people just like to drink coffee. Some people are super sensitive to caffeine. If you work out in the morning, I work out in the morning. I like a little kicker before I go, so I take Project One by First Form. Again, it's another clean one. I trust the company, I trust the brand, and it just makes me feel, it gets me going. And I'll mix in some other things. I might take a little niacin cap, depending on what I'm in the mood for that day. I'm in the mood to feel a little crazy. Y'all that know me, especially those I like to feel a little crazy sometimes. But if you notice my skin a little flush when we're about to go into a workout, now you know why. It's usually just I took a niacin that day, and I like the way it gets me going. It gets my body warm. So, but my personal, again, I love buying everything from one company, especially when I find a trusted company. So Project One by First Form is going to be my go-to. Let me see. I don't think I had any more questions on the post. Yeah, we got Aaron, best kind of protein whey. Is protein necessary? Look, if is protein powder necessary? The real question is, are you getting enough protein in your diet? I weigh 200 pounds. I want to get at least 200 grams of protein in my diet. So, if I pull up grams of protein in food and we look, we just take a look on what everything's got in it. And, let's see, I was hoping to just find a little chart and say, all right, boneless, skinless chicken breast, 3 ounces of it. That's 27 grams of protein. I need to consume 200 grams to maintain my muscle. So that means I'm eating 6 gram, 6.5, 7-ish gram breasts of chicken a day. Now, obviously, I'm not just eating chicken. Sorry, I'm doing the math on the fly and pulling stuff up. I'm not just eating chicken, but it's a lot of work to eat that much damn chicken or steak or fish. So if I can, at the end of the night, like I said, I haven't had my protein today. I pick up my protein powder, I mix it in. Now I know I'm hitting that protein goal. You really want to be about a gram, maybe even 1.5 grams. Especially like I maintain a lot of muscle. I try to maintain a lot of muscle. I sometimes will push up to 1.5 grams of times my body weight. So sometimes I need to be taking 300 grams of protein depending on the day. And it's a lot of work. It's a lot of upkeep. I think my wife wants to kill me sometimes when I'm eating. She's like, oh, we have leftovers? No, we do not. It was chicken. It was ham. We don't have leftovers on any of that. I ate all that. Honey, I'm sorry. There's a lot to maintain all this muscle. So, we do what we can. But so that's why I added in on a protein powder. But that covers everybody's questions that I got. One other thing, like when I opened up, I talked a little bit about using supplements to fill in the gaps. So we said my gap personally is greens. So more than anything right now, I'm taking that protein to make sure I hit, and I take a green supplement. And this has made me feel a lot better. I definitely attribute it to some performance. I feel better. Again, I get stomach pains a lot. I get acid reflux, and my stomach's just constantly rumbling. So I started taking a green supplement, OptiGreens 50. It's another one by First Form. I busted that over here too. Now, like most greens, like, oh, well, I eat spinach and broccoli and Brussels sprouts. Well, that's all well and good. You eat spinach and broccoli and Brussels sprouts, but this stuff's got like everything in it. When you look at it, it's got organic, all sourced in the U.S., not GMO. Barley grass, spirulina, wheatgrass, alfalfa, oatgrass, kale, spinach, parsley, broccoli extract. You know, there's also grapeseed extract, cinnamon, green tea, beet juice, raspberry, curcumin, citrus, wild blueberry extract, strawberry, cranberry. All sorts of extracts in there. There's also a plant enzyme blended in there that's got digestive enzymes, which is huge for me because my digestion sucks. So if you're somebody who struggles with digestion, and maybe it's because you're not taking enough greens, consider a supplement like that as well. A green supplement. There's a lot of them out there. I just wanted to show y'all what I personally use, and it's kind of like buying an insurance policy for my body. I might not be taking enough greens, so I got a little insurance policy here that for whatever the broccoli's not giving me, whatever the spinach is not giving me, this is where I'm going to. Asparagus, those, you know, everybody eats the same friggin' vegetables. I don't know any of y'all eat barley grass out there, but this is kind of my body's insurance to make sure I get that nutritional value in every day and make sure my body is taken care of. You know, I do a lot of work in the gym. I do a lot of work on my nutrition, but I know that there's some chinks in the chain on the nutrition. So how can I take it to the next level and make sure my body's getting what it needs? If you got any more questions for the podcast, you know, always feel free to write them in the comments on iTunes. You can shoot them to you can write them on the comments on YouTube. Check out, I just revamped my website, sweatsanctum.com. I'm doing online coaching through there now. All online coaching programs, nutrition and fitness programs, doing them both. What else? I think that's it. Share the podcast. Coda is ready for another walk. I think the rain has finally started to let up. Share the podcast. Any questions you have, again, leave me a review and also leave a question in there because I like answering questions like this. Like I got to pull out my toys, I got to pull out my supplements, show you a little bit on what I do every day to take care of my body. And that's really my goal here, is to help you take care of your body. You know, your body's a car you drive around every single day. You don't get out of that car, so you might as well drive around a Lamborghini, right? I get to walk around in a Ferrari all day. So I'd like to tell people, looking good, feeling good, and performing good is the most important thing. So stay well, stay healthy. If you have any other questions, supplements, nutrition, fitness, life, you let me know, and Coda and I will catch you on the flip side. We love you guys. Stay well.